Hello, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Well, summer is upon us, and many of you, towards the tail end of June, were on a real buying spree, going out and buying several new firearms, most of which had standard capacity magazines, which exceed 10 rounds. Good on you. Well, many of you may want to go out and try your new toys out, but, the bottom line is joining a range can be expensive, can be congested, and candidly, they can be a little dangerous. So some of you like to take it outdoors to the great Northwest and target shoot out there. But what are the rules when it comes to target shooting on public lands in Washington State? Well, let's spend a few minutes talking about that today. So today we're going to talk about what are the rules for target shooting on public lands in Washington State. Okay, so the issue we're talking about today is going to the great outdoors and target shooting on public lands. Now, there are some places throughout the state, outdoor ranges, public ranges, things that are on public lands that people are very familiar with. And this is really going to address the people who are looking for new places to shoot their firearms, to target shoot, to practice their firearms and become more proficient in it. Now, in order to understand what the rules are in Washington State, we're going to take a look at two Washington administrative codes. So this is not found in the RCW. The RCWs are created by our state legislature. The Washington administrative codes are created by executive agencies which further define and delineate the laws. If we're talking about shooting on Department of Fish and Wildlife lands, we're going to be governed by Washington Administrative Code 220-500-140. Now, if we're talking about target shooting on forestry lands, that's under the purview of the Department of Natural Resources, and the applicable administrative code there is 332-52-145. Now, we're going to put the links to both of those administrative codes down below in the description box for you. Now, what land is actually open and available for target shooting? Well, WAC 220-500-140 as well as WAC 332-52-145 both set very similar limitations, which include department land is open to recreational target shooting under the conditions set forth in this section unless closed or otherwise restricted by this section or by any department posted signage or notice. Notwithstanding the allowance by this section, recreational target shooting is only permitted where a reasonable person, in consideration of all attendant circumstances, would believe that the area between the person and the target and the area beyond the target is free of risk to person, animals, or property. And so as you can see, the administrative codes here contemplate some of the universal firearm safety rules, which is to know what lies between you and your target and to know what lies beyond your target. So the bottom line is most public land is available for target shooting so long as the topography of that land allows for safe discharge of the weapons and the applicable state agency has not posted signs restricting the discharge of firearms in that area. Now, when can a person target shoot? A person under both of these administrative codes can target shoot as soon as 30 minutes before sunrise and up to but no later than 30 minutes after sunset. But this is perhaps the most important thing as it relates to the layout of the land and what kind of topography is necessary for us to be discharging weapons. Now, while the rules are a little different for shotguns, when it comes to handguns and rifles, I want you to pay very careful attention because this is how you're going to get yourself in trouble. This is the topographic requirements of the area in which you're shooting. In other areas containing an earthen backstop as defined, reference the definitions, which must be utilized while target shooting. A backstop is not required while using shotguns discharging shots smaller than size BB. Targets must be placed in front of and within 8 feet of the backstop, and the person must be shooting at the lower half of the backstop. So that is really important. You need an earthen backstop behind your target if you are shooting anything except target load out of a shotgun. As you can see from the training diagram here on the Department of Fish and Wildlife's website, yes, the state is very particular about that backstop for obvious safety reasons. Now, regardless of how the topography of the land lays out, if you are shooting on public lands, there are certain areas, no matter what the circumstance is, that you are not allowed to shoot. They include the following. Recreational target shooting is specifically prohibited. 1. On, from, at, or along, across, or down a any department designated or department developed water access site or boat launch and associated parking area. B, any road as defined in WAC 22500-020. C, any utility line, utility poles, or light posts. D, any department designated trail. E, any water body or stream. And then in addition to that, you cannot shoot within 500 feet of any of the following. A, residences, businesses, and or other buildings or structures, including porta potties. B, power stations, cell phone towers, utility poles, light posts, wind turbines, or other public utility structures. C, campgrounds. D, viewing platforms or other structures. And then in addition to all of those regulations, when it comes to the shooting of steel targets, there are specific regulations which state the following. Steel targets that are manufactured for the specific purpose of target shooting are allowed subject to the following restrictions. 1. When used on department-designated recreational target shooting areas, steel targets that are manufactured for the specific purpose of target shooting are allowed year-round. 2. When used outside department-designated recreational target shooting areas, steel targets that are manufactured for the specific purpose of target shooting are allowed from October 1 to May 31 unless otherwise posted. So, if the area is designated for target shooting, then steel targets may be shot upon year-round. If, however, the area is not designated for target shooting but is otherwise acceptable, steel targets can only be shot any time from October 1st until May 31st or during the colder, wetter times of the year. In addition to those restrictions, all clay targets that are shot must be biodegradable. And then there are a multitude of restrictions as to what can be used as targets while we are shooting outdoors. They include the following. 1. Buildings. 2. Power stations, cell phone towers, utility poles, light posts, wind turbines, or other public utility structures. 3. Gates, fences, posts, or rails. 4. Vehicles or parts thereof. 5. Machinery or parts thereof. 6. Signs, kiosks, or informational panels of any kind. 7. Appliances or electronics. 8. Furniture. 9. Pallets. 10. Glass. 11. Explosive and incendiary items, including binary exploding targets, i.e. tannerite. 12. Containers of liquids, chemicals, paints, or compressed gas. 13. Standing or moving water. 14. Live or dead trees or other vegetation. And 15. Animals or animal carcasses. And then finally, and most importantly, and this is all being part of the lawful and responsible gun owner at all times when you are done shooting on public lands, it is your duty to pick up all shell casings and remove it from that area. So the bottom line is most public land in Washington state, so long as the topography of it and its geographical location make it a safe location, are permitted to be used for target shooting so long as we have that earthen berm behind us and what lies between us and the target and beyond the target is not restricted by any law or common sense. But the bottom line is this, is if you intend on going out and using public lands for target shooting, it is your duty as the lawful and responsible gun owner to make sure that the land is appropriate, that you know what is between you and your target, and most importantly, you know everything that lies beyond that target. Listen, you may have more questions about shooting on public lands or anything else related to your Second Amendment rights, and if you do, don't ever hesitate to contact us at WashingtonGunLaw.com, or of course you can call us directly at 425-765-0487. Now, let's remember, part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here at Washington Gun Law, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay safe.